confirms that the fob still works from inside the animal's body. Then Janet calls and explains that because of the bad weather, she'll arrive in London in the middle of night, so she tells him where the decorations are and asks him to set them up. She also informs him that someone will drop a tree later. While Trevor is distracted, the dog eats half of the sausage. The phone rings again with a call from Annabelle, the owner of the dog. Since Trevor needs the fob, he tells her he isn't home at the moment and promises to call her later. Afterward, he goes out shopping with the baby and the dog to get more sausage. On his way back, he sees that Lionel is moving out because he's been expelled from the building. In the apartment, Trevor discovers that the tree has already been delivered. Not knowing where to put it, he decides to take the base from the moving statue and use it for the tree, which he lifts thanks to the moving lights. After hiding the statue in the housekeeper's office, Trevor decorates the tree with the help of the moving base. At that moment, the dog whines because he needs to poop, so Trevor takes him to the street. He picks up the poop with a doggy bag and touches it until he confirms the fob is in there. On their way back, they find Annabelle in the elevator, so he gives her the dog and awkwardly uses the doggy bag on the controls in front of her. The next morning, Trevor gets a call from Janet, who explains she hasn't left Scotland because all transport has been cancelled. This means Trevor will have to cook the feast, so Janet sends the instructions to the printer. Trevor spends the next several hours hard at work while the baby watches from a pot. He cooks a huge amount of dishes, sets up the table, and even puts up the nativity scene. At 5, Trevor hides the baby upstairs and waits for the owner's arrival, but nobody comes. He calls Petra and pretends he's been helping Janet with the feast, so he asks for an update. Petra apologizes and explains she forgot to inform them that the owners aren't coming after all because they're going to New York instead. At that moment, a police officer rings the bell asking about the baby. Trevor rushes to the lobby with the kid and the cop compares him to George's picture, realizing it's not the same child. After Trevor tells him what happened, the officer is too confused and calls Georgia. While they wait for her, Trevor invites him to the apartment. The cop is even more weirded out when he sees Trevor use the poop on the elevator and later put it away in a drawer. Soon the couple returns to visit Trevor with a gift for the baby, so he invites them to stay as well. The doorbell rings again and this time it's Lionel, who was told to leave his apartment keys with Trevor. Since there's so much food, Trevor invites him to join them too. When the elevator opens for Lionel, the crazy dog runs out and Annabelle runs after him, so she ends up staying as well. While everyone gets comfortable, Trevor gets a call from Jess, who reveals she and Maddie never left London because all flights were cancelled. They want to spend Christmas with him, so he tells them to come to the penthouse. When Georgia comes for the baby, she also ends up joining the celebration. The group has lots of fun singing together, sharing a drink, and eating the delicious